Yo, 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 what up, what up, what up? It's your girl V-HENNY, man. You already know the vibes. Welcome to the Artistry Show, where we talk shit about music, entertainment, and the everyday struggles. And you know how we do, man. We always have a dope guest in the building. We have, again, actually, she's a dope comedian. She reps Harlem. She reps her Afro-Latina. You understand? She's just a dope person overall. Make some noise for my homegirl, Blackrose.
Gracias. Gracias, mi gente. Thank you very mucho.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Long time no see.
I know. I was like, we going to finally figure it out.
We
going to figure out some time.
Because I think you thought at one point I was still in Jersey.
Yes.
And I was like, no, I'm not.
I was like, you know how hard it is for me to get to some places? I can't change the coupons, for cash so to get out here. No, but when I saw this here, I was like, oh, yeah, she's in the city.
I'm in the city. That's why when I was telling you, I was like, yo, Rose, I'm in the city now. And you were just like, oh, that's easy. And I was like, yeah. No, but I'm glad we have you here. Last time I had you was about 4 years ago.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, literally like about maybe 3 to 4 years ago. So before we dive into anything, you already know we always do a toast. Mm-hmm. I just want to say, me personally, witnessing your growth and your elevation and the fact that you are pushing past the grain, because you've been... Listen, we're gonna get to it.
You be knowing.
We're gonna get to it, but you've been fighting, and you've been fighting with a cause, and I'm loving it. So this is to you.
Ay, gracias. Thank you very much.
We got some bamboo.
Bamboo. This is number one. So good.
Yeah.
Sweet, so smooth. Espérense. That is nice.
It's really nice.
That is nice alone.
It is really.
I'm sure it tastes great with other things, but even alone.
Alone, yeah. And I tell people, I'm not a rum person. I'm a cognac or whiskey, pero this right here, you understand? My ancestors be.
I don't discriminate.
No, we know you don't. Yo, but how you feel about everything that's been happening, as far as down from me having you from 4 years to now where you're at, right? You've been on a grind with your shows. All I'm seeing you is just work mode. You've been an activist. You've been viral a few times, vocalizing certain things. I've seen it, and I've been like, let's go, girl. How you feel about your process?
I'm really proud of myself right now.
Okay.
To be honest, I know that we always are I know we need to do more. And I the other day, I reminded myself to give myself grace.
Okay.
And really look back. And I was like, you know what, girl, those decisions that you made, whether to work with certain projects or not work with certain projects, have really catapulted me to be where I am right now. And my biggest focus is, I still do skits, I still do sketches, but transitioning from someone that's been doing skits and sketches for 15 years to then hitting the stage, I officially make 5 years doing stand-up tomorrow, which is Women's Month.
Right. That's wild.
I had to put in the time to show and prove to people that I am funny on stage.
Okay.
Because there's always the stigma of this is just an IG girl.
Okay.
But you got to just keep going. Take everything with a grain of salt. People's energy, is never really your fault, and you just got to keep it moving. So, yeah, I'm very proud of myself right now.
You should be knowing the transition, because sketches are so different from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Compared to stand-up.
Yep.
How's that transition? Because, especially the go-around, because,
It's a whole other beast. It is a whole other beast. You can't really clickbait on stage.
Right.
You got to be funny when you get on stage, and you got to capture that audience within that first minute.
Damn, but how you know that you... what is it that that you be like, I got this audience. I know I could body it.
When paying attention to the crowd, seeing who's there,
Okay.
knowing your market. I love performing for our people,
Okay.
Black and brown people. I love performing for us. They get our jokes. They understand our story. And just seeing them react. Like, you
Okay.
could tell. You could tell when you don't have the audience and they're just like, they're waiting. And you have to also learn what type of comic you are. Are you a roaster? Are you one of those that's just like giving jokes back to back, bang, 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 bang? Or
Okay.
are you a storyteller? And I started more right now as a storyteller. And
Okay.
I kind of just use my life as an example and I make fun of it.
Okay.
But as I keep going and the more you keep doing it, they're like, all right, you got to add more jokes. Now let's get those rapid fire jokes. And it's a whole process. And the only way you're going to get better is if you get on stage constantly.
Right. So knowing that you said it takes like, it's only that first minute that you realize, okay.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to learn that?
So the first person that looked at me one day and was like, you should do stand-up was Nueva York. Mr. Nueva York,
okay,
one day
yeah,
just
yeah.
talking within amongst friends at events that we were doing, because we would get a lot of meetups to do skits
Right,
or
right.
support our friends with music. And he would be like, yo, you funny, you should get on stage. And I
Right.
said, I'll think about it. He said, Tommy has a show, you should do it. And it took me a month to try to like muster up the strength. And
Okay.
then on March 8th, Women's Day, 5 years ago, Chris Grant had an open mic and was like, you're getting on. Talk about your mom. And I made fun of my mom and how coqueta she is. And, you know, she was like, whatever, 79 at the time. And I'm like, my mom be flirting with men in the nursing home all day. And I'm over here still single. And people started laughing. I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
All right.
I got something.
I could work around this story.
Right,
This gonna be easier than I thought for me.
Okay.
With that process. But then as you start going, and I did Tommy's competition for 7 weeks straight. I won for 7 weeks. It was like 3-minute stand-up.
Oh, wow.
It was, and I would win. So that's how little by little I kept building my set. Because I'll be like, oh my God, what am I going to talk about this week? What am I going to talk about that week?
Right.
So my set kept being built 3 minutes at a time until I finally have about 15 minutes worth of time. And now, as I kept going, trying to talk to different audiences or go more downtown was more scary for me. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, these white folks ain't gonna get my jokes. And they don't laugh. They don't laugh too much. Why you white people don't laugh? Yeah.
be like-
The show ends and they're like, you're so funny. I'm like, bitch, I would have never thought you thought I was funny. You're great. You're great. Like, they laugh with their shoulders like,
Nah, I'm weak.
like, give me a belly laugh.
You're for real, right?
Give me something. But yeah, you figure it out as you go, and the only way you're gonna get better is if you keep getting on stage.
Right. No, which obviously, you know, you're perfecting your craft in a sense, right? Or improving your craft. But I just feel like, you know, I give it to you because, again, it takes a lot of, it's like an artist. You are an artist if you really look at it. You're going up there, you're giving your all, you're not only giving them your energy, you're taking in their energy as well.
Yeah.
That's a lot to take in. I'm sure, you know, you get home, you're feeling drained, all that stuff.
You know, not just the audience, just everyone around you, your peers.
Right.
There's always someone that's there hungry, and if you're not there, they're ready to take your spot. you
Right.
know. And by the way, the spot is imaginary because there's opportunities for all of us.
You know, and I love that you said that, though, right? Because I was going to get into the fact of you mentioning the gatekeepers' days are over.
Yes.
So you mentioning that, right? The gate, you know, how you mentioned how you've seen some of the OGs blocking opportunities
Yeah.
for others due to ego. So elaborate on that.
Unfortunately, we do experience things like that.
Have you experienced
Yeah,
something?
I have experienced it, you know, and it's people that unfortunately we might look up to.
Right.
And we're like, oh my God, this is great. And then when you start working with certain individuals, you actually see their mind frame. And,
Okay.
and I wasn't too happy about it because some of them, and not all of them, have this mentality that, you know, they're the gatekeepers and you really won't get an opportunity unless you go through them. And this is the only way to make it, which is bullshit.
Right.
Like, you know, we have internet, we have tools, we have resources.
When was
The
last
younger
time-
generation right now is better
let
off
me
than
ask
us.
you this: when was the last time you faced a challenge like that, and how did you overcome that?
Not that long ago. I'm gonna say last year, maybe towards the last quarter of the year, I was
Okay.
experiencing different things from different angles, and that's when I was like,
Was it someone you looked up to?
and I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, before friendships get sour, let me take a step back and focus on what I need to focus for me.
Okay.
We get so caught up with wanting to see all of us win, and you're always so willing to help, and you're so kind. People might take that for granted.
Right. Right.
You know, I think sometimes it gets really sticky when you're doing business with your friends.
Okay, but I'm big on communication, and I understand fully. And I think what bothers me is when you communicate in a proper tone, proper manner, you know, so we can be on the same page. And it's like, so how you feel about that? Like, have you been in a place where you communicated with them, or you
Yeah.
just took the entire step back and just like, you know what?
No, definitely. There's always the signs,
Right.
and it's very important to communicate people what your boundaries are.
Right.
And you know, you could forgive somebody. We're not always gonna be 100%. Our energy's not always gonna be 100%. In I don't wanna. How do you say juzgar? No quiero juzgar a alguien. I don't wanna fault somebody for having a bad day.
Gotcha.
But now, if there's a pattern, and I see that it's happening with other individuals as well, then that's when I like take a step back. And I've had to do that a few times in my career with different teams, and it's all love still with them. Like it happened with music. It happened with the skit team. It has happened with regular outside world stuff.
Right.
And the best thing you could do is take your power back by stepping back, and just that energy that you were putting to help them so much on their project, put that on you.
But taking your power back, it can be a challenge in itself. So like, how did you learn to, I guess, to put yourself first? What was the situation that put you in this place? Was like, no, I can't allow this anymore.
I started listening to my intuition.
Okay.
You stop making excuses why people cross boundaries.
Right.
Because, you know, I'd be so understanding. I keep making excuses for people not showing up 100% for themselves. And then I don't take it personal. You know, if they can't even show 100% for themselves, why would they even have the energy and muster it up to show up 100% for me? So it's hard because it's sometimes people that we really love and care about.
Right.
And everybody just has their path and their growth.
Right. And you have to, you learn that, you know, I feel like the beauty to all of this, like, I feel like why you're elevating the way you elevate, and you mention it too, is just because of the fact that you don't have ill intentions.
Yeah.
You know, so how you feel about the fact of the more you keep progressing, the more you keep opening doors, and you're locking old doors, you're unlocking so many new doors, but you already know the more you go up, the more there will be different levels of evil eye.
Yeah, all over.
How you
We
handle that?
kind of subject ourselves to it also through the internet. There's
Right.
people that don't even know us that just
Right.
will say things out of left field, and you're like, I don't even know you.
Right. No, it's true. Or you have people who make up lies.
Yeah. Listen.
How you handle evil eye though?
I
Stepping into a
learned
room.
to address people now, like, instead of being quiet, I let them know, like, you know, you're not about to talk to me sideways.
Because you have made that post with, you know, with the whole, I think, Virgin Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was just like, yo, you know, just because I'm spiritual,
Just
don't mean
because I'm spiritual, you know, don't think I'm gonna just allow you to talk to me sideways.
So you approach a few people.
Yeah. And I learned something that I didn't do before because I was so quiet, and I was like, I don't even want to hurt nobody's feelings. It's like, oh, I'm so understanding. Now I learned that if somebody offends me or says something that it's not my character, I address it right there. And that's the biggest difference now.
Okay.
Addressing it right away. And be like, yo, listen, we cool.
Right.
But don't talk to me like that. This is not what we about to do.
Right.
Why are you texting me this? Ain't you my friend? Call me. Dime. You know, like stuff like that with with, like I said, in all parts of the industry. When I started doing music, with skits, with stand-up, just any people that have been around us, as soon as I feel like they're not, I basically, like how do I want to say this? Like their core energy is not funded or based out of love and understanding, and it's ego, then I'm like, I check that ego.
I mean, it's intuition, but how do you check their egos?
You just tell them straight up. Don't play with me like that.
When was the last time you
play with somebody else? Play with your mama.
Okay, but let me ask you this. That's a fact, though. But have you been in a place where you had to check your ego?
Yes.
Okay.
And it makes sense. And I know it's going to sound like, I was like, all right, that's the black answer, Rose. Like, my ego is thinking that everybody's going to be loving and understanding. And I had to check that. Like, no, everything is not going to be peaches and roses all the time. Everybody is going through their own battles.
Right. Which at that point you start realizing, like, yo, this is, like, it's a you thing. It's not a, you understand? And again, like, I hear that my wife is constantly telling, like, yo, don't take it personal. But it's like, it's hard not to.
It's hard not to.
Especially when you care for certain people. That's hard. And it's like an energy you have to, like, now at this point heal from. And, you know, and now you have to learn. Now you learn from this is like, yo, like you said, you was very quiet in the past. Now you're vocalizing certain things.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all a lesson within the, you know, within your our career, our industry.
Yeah.
Our industry.
You gotta have thick skin.
You definitely do.
You have to have thick skin.
And I think we spoke on this a while back many times. It's weird. It don't, music, comedy.
All of it is weird.
It's weird.
The entertainment world is weird. It's the finding the balance of being yourself, like me as a woman, being proud of myself, being proud of being a natural woman, whether I'm thick or skinny.
Right.
And, you know, if I show some skin one day, somebody might call me a whore.
Right.
And I'm like, whatever, this is just how I feel. Like, us women, we feel differently every week. Once a week, we're feeling some type of way.
Right. How you manage, because you mentioned, like, the fact of, you have social media, you have everybody's opinionated, algorithm, you understand? Like, the whole perception of being lit, right? And it's like, how do you manage to stay true to yourself and true to your core ethics?
I'm not chasing fame.
Love it.
Not chasing fame. I figured that out when I first stopped doing music to become a famous music artist.
Okay.
But I still like to make music, and I'll still record music. When you stop chasing fame and you really do something because you love it, actually you get more abundant. More things start coming in because you're not chasing this notoriety of, like, oh, people know me, I'm outside all the time. And to be honest, people think I'm outside all the time, but I'm really outside only if I have a show. I'm only outside when I'm working. Other than that, I am a homebody. I could stay home all day, 3, 4, 5 days for hours in my house with my cat, with my mom, and my santos.
Right. Yo, facts. I learned to love being home.
Home is great.
Right. It's like, especially, again, when you go, because people figured, oh, we at the spot, like these clubs, lounges, etc. They're thinking we're partying. Maybe you partying. It depends on the mood, right? But it's like, yo, bro, understand, this is our career. We're constantly. So you think even on our off days we want to do this? Like,
they're basing seeing a minute and 30 seconds,
right?
And they think that that's our whole life. And mind you, you might have been in that event just for 2-3 hours tops.
And it's funny because I told this to someone. Like, I'm like, yo, you have to know what you want in life, even with your career, because you have artists who are, and I'm talking about overall, like, you have artists who are talented as hell, and they're mad because they're not where they're at, you know, social media wise, number wise, right? And I'm like, be true then. Be honest. You want the recognition.
Yeah.
But you have to be honest within yourself and God and universe, you know, in order to put it out there. You said it. And I learned that too. Like, I don't want the fame.
Yeah.
The recognition, like, I want to get recognized for the right reasons.
For the right reasons, yeah.
Because if you look at social media and you're constantly posting and you're activist, it's like you look at social media, the negativity is constantly on go.
Opinions are like assholes.
Facts. You know, you're constantly getting like strikes and this and that. Like, how, you know, and it's like, at this point, it's like, I know you're taking your power, but it's like, what can you do at this point to not get shadow banned? And I'm not only talking about like on social media, but just like in real life.
In real life.
And for people to recognize the message that you actually, because you be putting out good messages.
Talk like stop caring, I guess. You know, take the chance of maybe losing a page. You know, like or take a chance of certain people not liking you, but the people that are supposed to receive the message will understand and actually appreciate that you spoke up.
Okay.
When you actually
but
are yourself.
Do you really? Are you in a space now where you don't give a fuck, like 100%?
I really don't.
Okay.
I really don't. I know it like when people like look at our pages and they say like, oh, you know, I know she really wants to make it. Yeah, I want to be able to get to a higher platform and get paid to live the way I want to live comfortably and not worry about money, bills, or, you know, just I kind of want to just get paid to exist.
Right. I know, right?
You know,
Facts,
and it has nothing to do with trying to be famous once again, because if I did want to be famous, there's a lot of things or shortcuts that I could have taken to get there. You know, like people all the time are suggesting that I should do certain things in order to get more notoriety, and I'm like thanks but no thanks.
So wait, what? Can you give me like something that somebody threw at you to or suggested for you to do?
Oh my God. They're like, you should start doing sexy videos, open up OnlyFans, and nothing against any of the people that are in these platforms, but I know that if I want to be a direct a movie one day, I, you know, unfortunately, I might not get considered if I do certain things, but that does not mean that I don't appreciate women being sexy. That does not mean that I'm not going to be sexy myself one day.
Right.
You might get a butt cheek one day on Instagram. You just might.
You just might.
I don't need to put it on a platform to get paid for that, specifically for that. Like, yo, just enjoy it when I throw it up in there every now and then.
Right.
You know, like random stuff like that. Or people will be like, why don't you start teaching yoga? And I'm like, maybe when I'm 60.
Right.
You know, like this, everyone's always trying to tell you what you should do for you. And I'm like, don't you think if I really wanted to, I wouldn't have been done that? Like, I'm smart enough to have the capabilities to push anything forward like that.
Right.
But, oh, great pic, but can you smile? Don't fucking tell me to smile. Mind your business. Like, you, like, my ass crack wasn't enough for you?
Yo,
like, just guys, I'm a comedian, so exaggerating some things a little bit, like of how I would reply, but like certain things like that, people will never be satisfied if you're always worried about what everyone's gonna think.
Right. No, I respect it, and you should listen. But easy said than done. But I feel like also we've been in this for a while, so. You know, again, 15 years, skits?
Yeah.
5 years stand-up? That's super dope. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's definitely dope. And again, like, that's what I was telling you, like, yo, just watching you, you know, like, even when I randomly would hit you up, like, yo, just checking up on you, you good, you know, whatever, it's like, I literally am proud of you. You understand?
Don't make it me tear, okay?
No, but you understand. We try not to, you know. But we Pisces, you know. We thugs, you know. So for me, it's just like I love it because Rose, as a Latina, with you know, you go hard for the Africanos. You go hard for our Hispanics. You know, you go hard for your community. You really go hard, and it's like, and people sometimes, it gets me mad because people they don't see it sometimes. They overlook it.
They overlook it. They forget.
Right. And then when you do that one, let's say just you do something, it's like that little one incident. It'd be like, bro, but did you not?
Did you forget all the people we've been standing up for? You know, there's a lot of stuff happening around the world, and a lot of people are very quiet about it.
Right.
And like even being part of the co-governance in Washington Heights, Harlem. You know, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in government, right?
Right.
And us being the Latinos and representatives of our neighborhoods, it's important to reach out to these places, even if you don't agree with some of the things that they're doing, because your voice needs to be heard in these spaces as well.
Right.
So yeah, show up as much as possible that you can for your people, whether it's being there in person, spreading the word, donating something to a cause that's going to help you out, whatever it is. I think people just need to go back to giving instead of just always wanting to receive.
Yeah, but we do live in a narcissistic era right now, where it's like me, you know, and it's like, but I agree with you. I think giving back does help a lot. You know, continue doing what you're doing, even though people are overlooking it. You know, and again, that's why I'm so proud, because it's just like I see you doing it. It's not like you're posting it and that's it. You're
Really taking the steps.
Yeah, you're taking the steps.
How many stars are in the sky?
I have no idea, but we're, you know,
Billions.
Right.
So why does everybody just want to be that one star?
What do you think? Why do you think why you think that's an issue? Why do you think people want to be that one star? What do you think is a cause to that?
I think we just all been brainwashed to think that this is the goal of life, when the goal of life is to breathe like this beautiful air, be proud that we wake up every morning, be, you know, we're stuck in this system where we're paying like $10 for milk now, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just telling Jade, my wife, I was like, yo, bro, isn't it crazy that we're paying for water and air, and these are free resources?
What's this guy that you saw the thing? We're paying for air. We're paying for food.
Orlando something.
Yeah. I was like, bro.
An apple? Like,
an apple, things that are coming from the earth for free. You know what? And people look at him like, oh, they think he's crazy.
Right.
But come on, he made a lot of sense there to me.
Did.
You know, as soon as you start speaking against this
perception of being
perception of what it is and this world is, you know, like, I'm gonna be honest, if you know, I love the city, but it's getting a little crazy. I will be so happy with a little house so I could plant my little tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that. And then when I want to go to the city and rock out and do my comedy, and you know, but always want to be able to go back home. We live in the concrete jungle.
Right. We do.
We live in the concrete jungle. We are all black roses. We're all trying to grow and
these concrete.
this concrete. Yeah. And some people are gonna try to step on you, but then going back to those who aren't gatekeeping, and then there's the OGs that really are gonna help you grow and build, and even some of the newer generation, because we can't discredit the new generation that might be a little bit younger than us, but has been able to get into certain rooms. There are people there that will help you. Right.
There is. You just have to find them. You know, but understand, for anybody who's chasing a goal, you're going to, no matter what, you're going to you're going to meet those who are going to block your blessings. Or try to. Yes, that's what, yes.
Because what's for you is for you.
It is. No, you're right about that. Because look at
you. Look at where you're at.
Listen,
baby.
Because what's for you, you know, what's meant for you will be for you. It will be. And I just feel like, and it's a hard process. That's why I was telling you, like, yo, I mean, I'm sure you dealing with this situation. I'm assuming, did you get into depression about this? Did you, how did you feel about this?
When you go through it over and over, because
Right.
life is a cycle, right?
Right.
Some days are gonna be good, some days are gonna be bad. I've already have had so much experience with having to separate from certain energies
Right.
that by the time that it happened the last time, it really was, I've gotten to the point que ya yo no me preocupo.
Right.
I do not worry. I mean, like, the universe has a plan. This is a blessing in disguise. And I honed in. February, I was like, yo, my birthday's in February. Team Aquarius, let's go. I'm going to plan my month. And that month of February, I got booked the most.
I saw. You was just like on go time.
We made it to United Palace.
Super dope, by the way. Congratulations.
Shout out to Morir Soñando, Sasha, and Glory. You know, I'm doing now the Rose on the Streets for Morir Soñando. And
That's dope.
yeah, like,
That's dope.
for Dominican Independence Day, like, to see all the Dominican comedians and some of our Puerto Rican peers that support us there,
Right.
rocking out with us on stage in a place. United Palace is like Washington Heights Apollo.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
And I'm sorry, not, I love Apollo and I cannot wait to hit that stage, but
Sure,
like United Palace.
No, but it's the level up, and that's exactly like you said. That's like the Apollo for the Washington Heights. Regardless of what, it's still a stepping stone.
It's, yeah.
You understand? Like you like for music, you already know SOBs. As much as you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's played out. SOBs.
Well, that's
is
obvious. You gotta make it on that stage.
That's a stepping stone. So you're doing it.
Period.
You're doing it. I'm super proud of you. Like I said,
Yeah.
like the fact that you're pushing, like, and it's true, like you said, you do get to a place that you're just like, it is what it is at this point.
It's the best thing to not stress. You can't stress because, life changes and the cycles are gonna come. And
What's meant for you will be for you.
yeah, and sometimes you gotta get roughed up.
Right.
Yeah, that getting roughed up is what builds that fire within to be like, nah,
Nah, it's a
yeah,
fact.
like, I ain't going out like this.
Right.
Cry, let it out. Do what you need to do. The thing that I think is very important is to make sure your mental health is where it needs to be.
Right.
And me, as someone that's in my head a lot, I do have to check myself. I do go through moments of active depression. And to me,
Okay.
what is that? Like, when I'm still out and about, but then I go home and I'm like, I still take care of my mom. So people are like, oh, you still live with your mom? I'm like, I take care of her. She's 83. Like, I don't have an option.
Right.
I'm not like, I don't trust. She doesn't even want anyone else to take care of her. So I might be stuck in my room all the time. I might feel very confined in my own space, in my own room. And I might have had a hard week, and now I have a mess around me, and I'm like, oh my God, why do I feel so off? And I'm in my head thinking of what I should be doing, and I have to like, Rose, párate, get up, move around, get active.
Yeah.
Date un baño, like,
Right.
guys, I take a bath all the time. I mean baño, like by a spiritual
Yeah,
bath.
spiritual, yeah.
Like, get up, get out there. Be ready and willing to maybe open, not to every single body, but have a friend that maybe you can vent to and
Right.
open up to a bit, so they could like snap you out of it, And I have to thank one of my friends, Kim Lifts. Like, she's a trainer and she's a intimate model on some of the pages, and I love her.
That's dope.
Because she's like, oh no. Not on my Rose. She has a deep voice. Oh no, they're not gonna mess with my Rose. I need you to get a white candle. I need you to dress it like this, and we're gonna do this. Y yo te voy a aclarar because no. And my mom, the other day, was like 2 weeks ago. She la llamó. We were on the phone, and she was like, "Gracias,
Wow. that's nice.
gracias," because I didn't even notice that I was so like in my head so
Right.
much. And you might think everything is fine until like you realize like. Your friends was like, I haven't seen you smile as much. Like, your energy está como apagada. Like,
People
you're a little
know.
dim.
Right.
And I was like, this happened with what I told you earlier before the show started. I bumped heads a little bit with my son. I'm about to be a grandma any minute, so I had to like give him grace to
wow.
like maybe he's trying to stand up for himself as a man. I'm like, I'm your mom. I'm not your op. I just want you
Gotcha.
to be safe out here. I want you to be healthy.
Right.
You know, a lot of things were happening all at once. And that's when it was like, oh, wait, hold on. I have too much energies around me and I am not centered. But then I clicked myself back.
Right.
You know, and that's when I want to dress up again and I want to look pretty and I want to, you know, like, hey,
You understand?
my little shoulders out.
You understand? But I'm glad though, because it's yo, and you have to learn how to, like, the self-care, the self-love, you know, you have to get to that point, and sometimes you need that friend, and it's hard because again there's times with this industry where you don't know who to trust. So I'm glad that you recognize that you recognize you at least need to have that one person. You recognize that there's times that you have that one person that'll tell you like, hey, why you haven't smiled, because sometimes you don't see it as well, you know. So you're still putting in,
unless it's a man telling me to smile, mind your business, don't tell me what to do.
Or when they be like, you beautiful, no I ain't. Nah, let me stop. Yo, I had
imagine, fuck out of here. What you mean you see my beauty?
Yo, for real, right?
Some New York girl shit, yo. I had to learn to soften up a little bit.
Why you say that?
Cause you know, I didn't date for a long time. It was like a lot of stuff was happening. You know, I did shit that I don't regret it, but like I was just like, all right, Rose, you went through that phase, dummy.
Right.
And then, you know, I was like celibate for a year and a half, and then I saw this guy, and I thought he was so handsome, and even though it hasn't really gone anywhere, but like I took the initiative to like look at someone, tell him he was cute, you know, let him flirt back, let myself get taken out on a date.
Okay.
And the reason
was you on some real hood shit, like some real New York shit, should I say?
I feel like I wasn't like on hood New York shit. I was just like, fuck these niggas.
Oh my God.
So sorry, I don't know if you have to bleep that out.
Nah, you good.
You know, I was like on that energy.
Okay.
So, and hanging out with guys all the time, like, you know, like we be on some like, yo, da 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 da, instead of like remembering like. So then by the time this guy is like taking me out on a date, he was telling me a whole bunch of stuff, and I was just like, he was like, why are you breathing in? I was like, you know, like when they say everything you want to hear, but then you're like, he's probably just saying what I want to hear, fuck it, enjoy it. Like it got to that point, like fuck it, enjoy it. Enjoy this right now.
Right.
And como que mask off, like, man, how are you? I'm good.
Yo, it's hard. It's hard to be a woman as a native New Yorker woman. It's hard to let that feminine side come out because we're so tough. And so it's crazy because not only that, one time I was walking, I saw a girl was just like, nah, B. Yeah, I was just like, oh.
We mad aggressive. Like, why we so dumb aggressive like that?
I have no idea, bro. But it's us. That's just how it is. And then only the New York guys understand this sometimes. I just think they're getting fed up of it, though.
Okay, but I'm also getting fed up at like how sensitive they have. And listen, men can be sensitive. I think we all have feminine and masculine energy within us. Okay,
it's a balance.
It's a balance that you have to find, but like, why do these guys want to get chased so much? I'm about to just send the cops. Like, why I gotta chase you so much? And it's so weird, especially like us that we have this popularity. They probably are like, oh, she gets hit on all the time, so I ain't gonna really tell her. You think I want to hear from everybody else? I want to hear from the person that I'm being intimate with, you know?
Right.
And like, if they don't reply, like, sometimes I'm like, yo, why you being a little bitch? Like, fucking say what's up. And I'm like, yo, Rose, don't do that. Delete. Are you okay? Like,
are you going? How's your day so far?
How's your day? How you been feeling?
Like, bro, man the fuck up. Like,
oh, I just been going through this. So fucking say it! Say it! But men are so afraid to speak up now. The tables have turned so much.
Yo, it has been.
They don't wanna open up to us anymore. They're so afraid we're gonna throw stuff back in their face. And I'm like, who have y'all been dating?
That's confirmation right there. The universe said thing. I just see, you know what it is? It's just, I feel like the dating pool right now, and I haven't been in there in a while, but like,
God bless ya.
Yo, I'm
you know jealous.
Listen, I'm happy because I be hearing stories lately, and I just like,
crazy out there.
But it's like, I also feel like there's just so many toxicity, and is it social media to be blamed? That's the question.
That's part of it.
Because of the opinionated people, like
It's part of
what's
it.
masculine, what's feminine, and this and that.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, I don't know. I just feel like people are not grabbing the proper tools to get into a date sometimes.
I think everyone should just work on really being themselves.
Right.
Social media does have a big part to do with how people think and what people do. Once again, I don't want to say that it's just social media, because what if they see a sexy girl? Sex workers have existed forever.
No, that's a fact. That's
You
a
know,
fact. It's
like-
not only so. Well, I'm seeing that on like a lot of people are blaming social media. Should I
Yeah.
say? But I agree. I think it's just people overall, like where they're at, their mentality. A lot has reversed. I feel like, no offense, guys, but a lot of men, not all.
I love y'all.
Yeah, I can't.
swear.
I have none against men, but I feel a lot of men are in a place where they became more feminine when it comes to emotions.
Yeah.
You understand? Don't come for me, bro.
I want
And the
them to
women
express
became
it.
more aggressive or more masculine.
Yeah.
Even down to like, and I don't want to get into it because that's I see that
Get into it.
the whole financial situation.
Women, majority have been making way more money. A lot of more women have graduated, are bachelor's honors.
Right.
Like they are bigger breadwinners compared to maybe some of the men. And maybe, this is just maybe just New York, right? Like I don't know. Like
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot.
I'm seeing this shit all over.
Yeah. just
Like
saying.
even look at hip hop right now. Like this is the perfect time that if I wanted to come back to music, like, and really pursue it, this is the time, because the women are killing it.
No, women are definitely killing the hip hop scene right now.
We figured it out. You know what it is to always be submissive, which I think is beautiful, but to always be submissive and then not be appreciated. We start to build this core of like, wow, we got to be a little stronger and protect ourselves so that we don't get hurt.
Right.
So what do women do when they get hurt? Men have hurt us so much, now we're super successful because all we want to do is work on ourselves.
Right.
So hopefully our brothers start working on themselves also, and find the people that get you.
I agree.
Because, like, just to give them grace, I've seen a lot of women that are pieces of shit with a lot of these guys.
As a lesbian, yes, women are, and I've been in the dating world, and women are, so yeah, I agree. Find yourself. Definitely learn who you are. Learn who, I feel like for me, like, and then, listen, I had, it took me to, once before I got with my wife, like I did the celibacy for a year and some change. That's when I was like, oh, I was the toxic one too. Like, and there was just a lot of healing that had to be, and it just comes with the process of what is it that you want to get. I always tell people, what is it that you want in life? You have to know this. And I learned this the hard way. Because my mentor used to tell me, what is it that you want? And they're like, you can't be broad with your answers. You have to know what is it that you want. You have to, break it down so that way you can accomplish, even down to your personal development. You understand?
Communicate and figure out what type of person you want to grow with.
Right.
And be willing to take time for yourself if you're not there.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it does go back to systemic racism. So much has happened that, the men have been pulled out of the homes, all this public assistance, now taking up the space of what a man is. And the reason why I bring that up is I was scrolling through my timeline and I saw someone post something about this 8th grader saying that she wants to have kids with a man, but she does not want to keep him, because why keep the man when you could just have his kids and then get help from the government?
That's wild.
So this is the mind frame of
That's
some of our younger generation, because some of them are super smart as
there
well.
are some
But there's still, in some of our or you know, neighborhoods where they might consider it's the ghetto or whatever it is. That's the mentality, and unfortunately, she learned that from her mom. From, you know, we need a lot of healing as people.
Yes, we
we
do.
need to stop trying to right away throw a man on child support. Like if
Right.
he's already helping pay for stuff, stop trying to block someone. You know, like there's a lot of men that are stuck right now that can't get a job, can't get licenses, and they were good dads,
Right,
but they were
right,
doing the
right.
best they can with what they had.
Right. Yes.
You know, I experienced something like that when I left my son's father. I always worked. I worked at a gym. I managed. I was always a supervisor. He made money and I made money as well, but then he
Right.
kind of started slacking. And I'm like, you could just give me money. But he was like, nah, I need proof that I'm giving you money. So put me on child support. And I'm like, that is so stupid. And then I did it because he kept saying that's the only way you're going to get it. And then he couldn't pay. Then the payments that I gave him were very low. He still couldn't pay that. And then all of a sudden, now he lost his license, lost this, that's that.
Oh,
And he
damn.
had to trickle back years later. Can you please remove me off of it? And I went with my son, and he was there. And the judge is like, are you sure? I was like, I will never need this money.
Aw, yo.
And you just let people live their life. That's it. If it didn't work out, let them live their life. And I wish him well. You know, I don't have no ill and feelings towards him. It's just not what I wanted anymore.
Right.
And now I'm on a different level. So I think once again, just everyone should just have more grace with each other.
Right.
If it didn't work out, keep it moving. Stop being toxic with each other, and maybe then us as a people will have better relationships with our partners.
I agree. With our partners and ourselves.
And ourselves, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you. Rose, lastly, I want to know, when was the last time you did something for the first time?
Why didn't I prepare for this question? I know this girl. When's the last time I did something for the last time? For the first time.
First time.
When's the last time I did something for the first time?
Tiki.
What can I think of?
No. Did you do
When I went to Puerto Rico,
Okay.
and I went zip lining,
Oh, you did that over there?
because I'm afraid of heights.
Okay.
And it was like a whole process, and that this had to be like maybe like 3 years ago, and I will never forget that experience.
Okay.
It was my friend Mo Money's birthday. We had like 20 people. Never do that again, y'all. Don't invite 20 people to your birthday. She knows why I'm saying this. I love her. But we were cool, but you know. But we went zip lining in El Yunque,
Okay.
and I saw the Puerto Rican owl.
Ooh.
We called it Rose. It was just so beautiful. It is so scary,
I could imagine.
but I did that, and that was like a fear
Okay.
that I've overcame.
Okay.
Because you really high up
Yeah.
there, and you going
Yeah.
through different zip. You go through
Yeah.
like 8 different zip lines.
Because I did the zip line in Puerto Rico too, but it wasn't by Junkie. But I did this thing, it was like super high, and it was called a Superman. Did you hear about that?
Is it
you
in
gotta
the
like
T-Mobile building?
Nah.
In the T-Mobile arena thingy?
Nah.
Okay,
Well,
okay,
this
no.
was a long time, but bro, a tear came out. I was like,
If you're gonna have to go back and go to El Yunque
All right,
and do
I'ma
the
try
zip
that
line.
one.
It's so, us as spiritual women, like you don't understand like the earth energy and power that's
Yes.
there. Oh, bello.
yes, I could imagine. That's dope. That's super dope. Zip line. I did that with for the first. I did zip lining in Costa Rica last year with Jade.
That's my bucket list, to go to Costa Rica, because it looks so beautiful over there.
The people over there, so amable. Oh my God, beautiful, beautiful souls there.
We need to bring some of them over here.
That's we definitely do, but hey, but listen, Rose, I'm proud of you. I'm happy you was here. You know, thank you for taking the time. And you know, we was able to catch up with a few things. You know, and I look forward to your longevity because you're honestly, for me, you're here to stay.
Thank you.
You understand? So continue doing it. Continue showing these people who the fuck you are.
Stop fucking playing with me.
Stop
playing with me.
You know, just spreading that message because I feel like you're doing it, and I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm really proud of you, and it's just,
I feel it. Thank you. No,
like,
thank you.
I'm really proud of you. So let's continue making it, and
March 22nd, I'm gonna need to see all of y'all. Comedy in Harlem.
Okay.
Black-owned comedy room. That is my comedy home. Thank you to everybody. Smokey Suarez. Thank you to everybody that's just helped us in comedy in Harlem. But March 22nd, me and Christine Comedy Cougar are gonna be celebrating our 5 years of stand-up.
Dope.
So pull up.
Okay.
We got sketches. We got music.
Okay.
It's gonna be a whole shebang.
Okay, all right. So you already know the vibes, man. Where can we find you? All that good stuff.
You can find me on Instagram.
Instagram.
I am Blackrose NYC. And YouTube, definitely gonna start posting some more stuff there. Yeah, I know what happened with Meta.
Right.
But so yeah, YouTube and Instagram.
Okay.
I am Blackrose NYC.
Yo, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be following her. All her information will be in the description box below. All you gotta do is click on it. Y'all already know the vibes. It's your girl V-Henny, the Artistry Show, and we're out. Rock out with your cocks out, jam out with your clam out.
Ooh, I'm feeling myself. I look good, I look good, I look good.
Oh.